Hey YouTube, this is Mike, also known as the Wizard of Odds, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what I call the Hedgehog betting system, which I thought of myself. Chances are other people have thought of it too, but I'm not aware of this going by any particular term. But before I get into it, let me make a big disclaimer. Not only can any betting system not overcome the house advantage, they can't even dent it. The Hedgehog is meant as a very low variance way of playing. It's a way to get a lot of time on the table, perhaps at larger bets without a lot of risk. The flip side of that coin is you're not going to win a lot with this system either. You might use it to achieve a good rating with the casino that might bring you better offers, better mail, whatever the reason is that you want a good theoretical with the casino. So the way it works is really quite simple. You make line bets only, the pass, don't pass, come and don't come, and you keep alternating between the two sides. So you start with a don't pass, you start with a pass, then assuming a point is established, then you bet a don't come, then assuming that the point was still not established, you would then go to a come bet, and you just keep alternating the sides. I like to start with the pass, but you don't have to. The important thing is that you keep alternating. And it's optional to bet on the odds behind your line bets, but I think you probably should not. Again, the reason you would use this is that you're trying to achieve a good rating. And most casinos do not rate on the odds. You should probably try to find out how they rate players. But I found casinos can be kind of ambiguous about how they do that. I don't think they exactly want to tell you. But as a rule of thumb, I would not back up your bets with the odds. And I know that normally I advocate doing so, but I say that because to people that are trying to get the best value for their gambling dollar. This betting system is not so much about value, but it's about achieving a good rating. And also, I know that in my 10 commandments of gambling, I say, thou shalt not hedge thy bets. And the way this betting system works is you're not directly hedging, but you're making a lot of offsetting bets. So I just want to make it perfectly clear that you're not exactly, that if you're looking to gamble, this is not the best system for you. This is a very just safe way of playing. Now, that said, let me give you a demonstration. What you're looking at right now is my craps demo game at Wizard of Odds. And note that I'm starting with $10,000 and I'm going to make my unit size $100. And you always make the same sized bets using this system. So I'm going to start by betting 1 unit on the pass line, and here we go. So no point was rolled, so I'm just going to keep repeating the same bet until a point is rolled. And there's another 7 winner, so let's keep going again. So we just rolled a 5, and because a point number was rolled, I'm going to switch to the other side and now make a don't come bet. 6, so we now have bet on a 5 and against a 6, and now I'm going to revert back to the other side with a come bet. A 9, and now I revert back to the other side with a don't come bet. And there is a 9. So what just happened there is I won my old come bet on the 9. And now I go from betting on a 9 to against a 9. And so the last bet was on the don't come, so now I go back to the come side. 4. So now I go back to the don't side with a don't come bet. And there's an 8. So I now have bets on a 4 and 5 and against a 6, 8, and 9. So now we go back to the come side. And there is an 8. So I just lost an old don't come bet on the 8. So now we're betting on a 4, 5, or 8 and against a 6 and a 9. And we now go back to the don't come side. Here we go. 3. So because a point number wasn't rolled, we stick with the same bet. And there is another 8. So we now just won an old come bet on the 8. And now we're back to betting against an 8. And now it's our turn to bet on the come. 6. So what happened there is we just lost an old don't come bet on the 6. So now we're betting on a 4, 5, or 6 and against an 8 or a 9. And we now go back to the other side with a don't come bet. 10. This is the first time we've rolled a 10. So now we are betting on or against all 6 numbers. We are betting on a 4, 5, 6 and against an 8, 9, or 10. And it's our turn to go back to the come side. And there is a 7. So what just happened there is we won that come bet with the 7. We won our don't come bets on the 8, 9, and 10, and we lost our pass or come bets on the 4, 5, and 6. And after all the dust is settled, we are up $400 or 4 units. So I hope that explanation was satisfactory. Okay, I'm back. Let me close this video by telling you some statistics about the Hedgehog betting system as determined by a simulation of 348.7 billion rolls. So the average shooter rolled the dice 8.53 times as expected. The standard deviation of units won or lost per shooter is 2.90, and per roll is 0.34. That's very low. Let me compare that to the standard deviation of some common other bets. In Baccarat, it's 0.93 on the banker bet to be particular. Blackjack, it's about 1.15 depending upon the particular rules. And in Pai Gow Poker, it's 0.75. And so, again, with this system, it's 0.34 per roll. So very low, very safe way to bet. So the house advantage per roll is 1.39%, which is about as expected. It's in between the 1.36% on the don't pass and 1.41% on the pass. And I can say that 94.0% of the time, the win or loss per shooter was within 5. In other words, winning -5 to +5 units. So that's about it. So I hope you understood it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.